issue of identity is, of course, that so often it becomes our purpose. Ladies, let us not allow our struggles become our identity. Thank you for joining us on Night In with Joy Irungu, where we keep it real and we are authentic. Today we are joined by another amazing lady. She has been my friend from high school, you know, back then when we were still young girls. And when I sat down with her and heard of her story, I was like, ladies, we are conquerors. Hi, Jackie.
Hi, Joy.
Now I would love you to just on behalf of the viewers, utuambie who Jackie really is.
Okay. So I'm Jackie, as you said. I'm a mom to a beautiful young girl.
Aww.
I love her so much. She's the source of my blessing, and I thank God for her. I can say that I've come from quite far, and I thank God for that.
Awesome,
Yeah.
awesome. So Jackie, tell us where you've come from. Just tell us your life.
Okay, so my story begins back in 2009. I was in Form 4. So that's when I lost my mom.
Oh,
And after Form 4, I'll fast forward it because after Form 4, that's when I met this handsome young man. So after Form 4, my uncles came for me. They took me to my auntie's place back in Nyeri. And in Nyeri, I stayed with my aunt from November, yes. And in November, I met this young man. He was so handsome.
And they all handsome after high school.
And it was love at first sight. Yeah, so in December, we were just friends and we started dating in January 2010. Yeah, so in January 2010 we dated. February I decided to leave my auntie's place in Nyeri and went to Nakuru. We were still dating with this guy from 2010 way back till 2016. So in 2015, something happened.
It was 5 years later.
That's 5 years later. Remember, I'm still with the same guy, so we've dated for that long. And in 2015, okay, back in 2014, I was not in Nairobi. So I came back to Nairobi in 2014. We catched up and we started again now seeing each other in 2015. So in 2015, I remember I was doing gigs. I was, this campus girl, umetoka coast, unataka kujibamba. Life was so nice, I was not this born again girl. No, I don't think I even knew God. I was like, this God, no, nataka kujibamba na life. Yeah. So, in 2015 I came and joined KCA. I did my course there. And I remember in July, there was Masaku Sevens, this famous Masaku Sevens rugby thing. And so we went, and I called my boyfriend and I was like, babe, we are going to Masaku Sevens, are you going to be there? He's like, yes, utanipata huko. And I'm there. I went with my bunch of friends, I met him. So in the evening when the party is ending, there's the guy with another lady. And I'm with her babe, so I'm like, why is she calling you babe? And I'm like, no, that's just my colleague. Anataka tu kunita hivyo. And I'm like, wow, okay, sawa.
Colleague wanaitana babe.
Yeah, apparently. And so, tukienda, it was around midnight after the party has ended. Midnight ndio huwa kunashika ni ile, So at midnight ananiambia, waenda home, we'll catch up later. And so I went with my friends. Mimi nikarudi home, nikamwacha. So this lady he was with, the following day ananicall, ananiuliza, so who are you? I need to know who you are. This guy is my boyfriend. I need to know who you are in his life. And I'm like, he's my guy. I've been dating him like for 5 years. Why then are you asking me who he is? And so akaanza kunistalk. It came to a point I had to block her because she was extreme. And I called the guy and I was like, can you just fix up your mess? If she's your girl, then I'll leave. And if I am, then just tell her to leave me alone. So the guy, after some days, I think, he comes, he apologizes, he tells me we need to give another shot. So I was like, it's okay. As long as the girl is out of our lives, then I'm cool. And so we continued 2015. It was good. Then I introduced I call them my foster sisters because they are not really my blood sisters, but they were my foster sisters. We grew up with them, and after mom died, I went to stay up with the family. And so I introduced my sisters to him. So we were doing parties, house parties, kwangu, kwa sister angu, that way. So I introduced them in 2015, in 2016 as well. So in 2016, I had a gig, Miss Tourism, Nyeri, 2016.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. So I went to the show. I called him, I told him I need your support, please be there. He sent his friends, you know. It was super dope. So during my gig, he didn't appear, but the friends were there. Apparently, kumbe, him and my sister were doing something behind my back.
Your sister?
Yes, my sister.
Okay.
And so after the gig, my sister ananiambia, why is your boyfriend following me? And I'm like, what do you mean he's following you? Yeah, he's following me on Twitter, he's requesting me. And I'm like, sini sawa, see, we are family, it's okay, you can be friends. And so that's where it started. I remember after the gig, we finished, we went back to the house, tumelewa yetu yote. It was something else. So that was back, I think, in May. And in June, nikarudi kwa sistangu tena. We were planning a trip in August to go to Mombasa. As a family, my sister, my small sister and the boyfriend, my elder sister and the BFF, me and my boyfriend. So in June, I come back to her house. In June, I think 20-something. And so this time, I find the guy in my, first of all, I called my boyfriend and I told him, I think we should meet up. I'm coming to Nyeri. Please, let's meet up, because he was there. And he was like, I think we need to talk. Nikamuuliza, why do we need to talk? Akakata kuniambia. And so I went to spend at my grandma's place, and then I went to my sister's place. Guess who I met at my sister's house? Yes, my boyfriend. He was there, he was so happy, he was so comfortable, and I'm like, why is he here? And my sister is like, he's here so that you can talk. And I'm like, no way. How did he even know that I'm coming? You know, it's weird. So I meet him, my sister takes us to the bedroom, we talk. I cry myself out and I'm like, why are you telling me that we need to talk? First of all, what are you doing here? When did you come? And he was like, your sister invited me for a party. And I'm like, yesterday you told me that you were with your cousins and we needed to talk. I told you I'll come, we talk, you refused. So how comes I'm meeting you at my sister's house? And I was so devastated, I just left the house and went for a walk. I came back and my sister was like, let's go for a picnic, all of us. So we went for a picnic at Chania. At Chania, something happened, as in, my sister was all over my boyfriend and he was like, they're comfortable, they're talking. I was like, what are you doing, you guys? I'm here, you know, I'm here.
Umeslicewa sasa.
So tunarudi kwa nyumba jioni and anamserve food. Tunaenda kwa my boyfriend's house where the mom was, the sister was. Remember, I've dated him for now, this is the 6th year. So the mom knows me, the dad knows me, the sisters knows me, the brothers know me. After a month, that was in June. Now in July, I remember it was July 1st. I went home. Now to mom's place where, okay, they're my foster parents, so I went home. Going home, I remember I was so uneasy. My sisters were already there, they had already gone before me. And so I was the last one to come. My smaller sister was playing game with my elder sister's phone. And so she goes to the pictures. And when she goes to the pictures, I pause for a moment because I see her and my boyfriend making out.
Oh.
Yani, I was
What?
even out of words, yani. I went and cried and cried and cried. So they were not aware that I knew, because hata hakuona nikiona hizo picha. So my curiosity caused me to go. Nilingoja hadi sistangu aende nje. Then I picked her phone. I went through her conversations. Oh my God. I wouldn't even believe she could do this to me. Remember, I didn't know that it started way back when I was doing the gig, because that's where it started. Kumbe alikuwa anakuja kwa nyumba ya sistangu. He had already left even his clothes there. I'm like, wow. So that night.
So immediately after you guys, after the gig, hapo ndio connections zilianza.
Ndipo connection ilianza.
Oh my God.
Apparently, I don't think ilianza then, because you remember we were having parties back in 2015. This is 2016 now. So I think that's where they knew each other and they were so comfortable with each other. But me sikuwa na idea. She's my sister. She can't do anything.
Oh.
So yes.
And she never even showed signs?
She never showed signs. She was like, "Hi, how is your boyfriend?" I'm like, "He's okay. Are you guys okay?" "Yeah, we are okay." So that night on July 1st, I go to the bedroom, I cry. And I was so mad, I went to my WhatsApp status. And I was like, "Kikulacho kinguoni mwako." So she's younger. My younger sister comes to me and she's like, they call me Njeri. Njeri na Jalala, can you wake up? What is this you're writing on your status? Do you think so and so are in a relationship? I'm like, Miss sijasema hivyo. I'm not accusing anyone. Apparently nimeka hii status juu ya beste yangu. So I had to lie. And she was like, by the way, sidhania wako kwa relationship. They're just friends. And I'm like, okay. And never even talked about them. And so I just nikajifunikia and I just slept. The following day I was so uneasy. So nikaita mom, nikamwambia what was going on. And me, I left the house. Nikamwambia me, I'm not comfortable. Let me just go back to Nairobi. So after like a week or two, my sister texted me mom's number. And she's like, "Sis, nakupenda sana. And if this guy is the one that is going to make our relationship be sour, then nitamuacha." And I'm like, yes, please leave him if he's the one who's going to break us apart. Na tuka agree na tukasema hakuna mwenye atakuwa na huyo kijana. And even my dad was like, huyu kijana hakuna mwenye anapenda, hawapendi nyinyi wote wawili.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, sawa. So after some time, back in August, nikarudi home tena. And mom was like, "You guys, are you okay now? Uko sawa?" So I had carried a present for my mom and I gave it to her and I'm like, "Yeah, I'm sawa." I saw my big sister, I went and hugged her. That night when I went home, remember now this is a month after, in August. So nikahug sistangu, but that night nikasikia akicall mtu. The way they were talking, it's like he was talking to the same guy. So mimi na utali hata tumeacha kuongeleshana.
But her, she's kept communicating with him.
They're still communicating. Now they are deep into each other, ile wako ndani kabisa.
At least ameachiwa.
Nimemwachia. So in August, sitaisahau these words. My mom told me, kama Mungu ameona, maybe God sent you to bring your sister a husband. I will never forget those words. And I'm like, hey?
I'm sorry. So you go through pain. Okay.
I'm sent to bring my sister a husband. Nakumbuka mama kiniambia, you know, kama watu wana fight, it's either one goes ama wakae in peace. And so I was like, I'm going to leave. And I left the house. So in August venye nilitoka, I was so frustrated. Drinking was my portion. I can tell you for free.
At this point, your mom has told you kama hakuna amani.
And this is their home, remember? Me, I'm just a foster kid.
Yeah.
So mimi nikaenda, drinking was my portion, aki nilikuwa nakunywa. Boy, I was drinking myself out. I remember there's a time I went, I think it was Club 7 in town. And there's a guy who bought 2 Johnny Walkers, 2 red labels. Na nilizikunywa zote. Without a chaser, without anything. Hata sijui venye nilifika home.
Frustration imekupeleka sasa. Yes. Now you have to do drinking.
I have to drink. So mimi nikakunywa. I was sick for a whole week. So fast forward, November, nikapatana na just a random guy. And I'm like, I'm still frustrated. Bado depression inanikula. November nikapatana just with a random guy. Na ndio hiyo mimi. Nikaenda na yeye. Come December first week, Jacque is pregnant. Yes, and so I become pregnant. And December nikaenda home tena. Sijaongelesha but nimerudi home. Kurudi home, I'm still like, I am not content to be here. Bado sistangu ana communicate na huyo Charlie. So, it's Christmas but I don't feel it. I don't feel it. And I tell my mom, I think I'm pregnant. She's like, you're pregnant. Are you sure you're pregnant? Come on, yes. I think I'm pregnant. And I don't want to take, as in, she feel comfortable. And I just want to leave this house. On 26th, I left the house because I was just so frustrated. I left and I went back to Nairobi. So now, I'm so frustrated, yani, hadi. It's like my pregnancy inataka kutoka. I call my friend. I'll never forget Esther. Esther amenisaidia so much. Akakuja akaniambia, Jackie, it's one thing. It's either you let out whatever you're feeling, ama utoe huyu mtoi. So in January imefika, mimi niko na ball yangu nini. Sina job stable, don't have a stable job. So nikaendelea, I was still frustrated. I was not eating at all. I remember Esther alitoka coast, akakuja kwangu na akaniambia, hii ujinga utaacha. Unakataa kukula kwa nini? I went to the doctor, akaniambia, it's either you let go of your depression or we terminate this kid. Because you are 5 months pregnant. Sasa, nimei fast forward, we are now in May. You're 5 months pregnant, you're weak, hauna energy, as in mtoto wako ako 0.68 grams, as in, what is this? It's either we terminate or you let go of your depression. And in June, God opened a door for me. Now I'm 6 months pregnant in June. Nika apply job kwa gazeti. Sikuwa najua ati I'll get this job. So I go for my interview. My pregnancy was not being seen because it was not that big. Nikaenda interview ya kwanza, ya pili I met the director. And so when I did my interview, nikawaambia, I'm 6 months pregnant. Will that cause me to lack the job? And she was like, no, we don't discriminate. And that's how I got my current job.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, but I started off as a receptionist, I remember. I did my job so well. Nilifanya, my PR was good, as in even my boss didn't imagine. She's 6 months pregnant and she's doing all this. I expected her to have an attitude or all that. But I did it so well. And after 3 months now, I'm going to my maternity leave. I didn't know that she would, as in sikuwa nadhani I'll be accepted back to work. But I gave birth to my daughter in 2017, August. So after I come back in October, the executive assistant now to the director calls me and she's like, we are planning to come and see your baby. I'm like, wow, this is unimaginable, you know. So they come to my house, they see the baby, they were so happy. We had a very good time. So that's October. November, I was graduating in 2017. When we are graduating, on my graduation day, guess who calls me? My sister. I pick up her phone and she's like, guess what, sis? You're going to be an auntie soon. And I'm like, okay, wow, congratulations.
Like,
who is the dad?
Sister who took your boyfriend?
Yes. And I'm like, congratulations. Who is the father? Is it so and so? And she says yes.
Now she's pregnant for your boyfriend?
Yes.
Okay.
She's pregnant for him. And she has the guts to call me and tell me. You know, I was like, no, stop it. So I texted her and told her, please don't ever call me again. I'm happy for you. Congratulations. But this is the end of me and you. And to be sincere, that was the end of me and her. 2017 to date, we've never talked. We've never seen each other. Nothing. So 2017, the whole of 2017, I've stayed without a man. 2018, I've stayed.
Wait, and the baby's father?
The baby's father, you remember I told you I was so drunk and I went with a random person. Yes, so that was the father of my baby. Okay, I know him, but he was just a random guy. And so we don't have a rapport.
Him to even say anything?
No.
Or you don't even have his contact?
I have the contacts, but I can't approach him because, you know, I didn't love him. I didn't want a rapport with him. I just wanted someone to relieve my stress. And that's how I got my baby. But she's an angel. I can tell you for sure she's an angel. And so 2017, 2018, I don't have a boyfriend. And so in 2019, I decided to date again. So I meet another handsome guy. These handsome men, they're something else. So in January 2019, I start dating again. I tell him about my story, about my past, about my sister, about my ex. And he's like, don't worry, no one will ever do that to you again. And so he's loving, he's so nice, he takes me out for dinner dates. I think I was spending more time with him more than I spent with my daughter. And so tukaendelea. In August, it was his birthday, I remember. I wanted to surprise him. And he's like, so I had booked a hotel along Mombasa Road. And I'm like, see, on a certain date, please don't make any appointments. I'll be taking you out for dinner. And he's like, you know, I don't like surprises. Why are you taking me out for dinner? And I'm like, what? Why are you like this? And he's like, no, I'm not going anywhere. I told him it's okay, then I'll just get you a present. Got him a present, we continued. In November 2019, that was now last year, he comes and he's, as in haniongeleshi, he has started acting weird. I'm like, what is wrong now? What have I done? And everything, whether it was his mistake, it was all my fault. So I had to apologize first. That was the rule, as in that was his rule. And every time he was like, Jackie, I've told you I want to make you better. So I'm like, this love is with conditions. It's not an unconditional love. And so yes, in November, I remember I went out with my girls after work around Kilimani. I went out and I told him, by the way, I'm going out with my girls. If you need me, just call me. And he's like, I need you now. Just come to wherever I am. I'm like, okay, fine. Give me an hour. I'm coming. And he's like, okay, fine, coming. After that 1 hour, I'm calling him and I'm like, see, I'm coming. And he's like, no, don't come. I've called my sister. She's with me. She's going to take care of me. I'm like, your sister? Kamambia, don't lie to me. I know you're not with your sister. And I left. The following day, he texts me at around 11:30 p.m. Tells me, why are you so, as in mbona niko, what can I call it? Insecure. Okay. Why am I so insecure? Kamambia, because I love you and I don't want anything to happen to you. Na hapo ndipo alininyamazia. So after, I remember there was a festival towards the end of November. Na alienda hii festival. So kuna dem fulani alikuwa naye. He was always lying that it's the cousin. So I'm like, okay, you're going to a festival with your cousin instead of your girlfriend. So my friends call me and they're like, Jackie, where is so and so? I'm like, he's out with his cousin. Are you sure it's the cousin? Yeah. So like, don't worry. So I remember on Friday 29th November, I went to church. I'm a member of Sitam Valley Road. I went to church. That was my turning point. I remember Pastor Angie was the one praying. And she said, if there's anything that is causing you not to have joy, just come forward. And I was among the first one to go tough word because niko na issues na uchali. I didn't want to break up with him. He has been so nice. And so we prayed. And so after prayers, the following day on a Saturday ndio alishikwa na huyu dem. So I held my horses and I waited till Monday. On Monday I called him. Akanikatia simu, akaniblock. I called him with another number, akashika. So he unblocked me on my line and he texted me. Akaniambia, nikamuuliza, why are you cheating on me? Akaniambia, I'm not cheating on you. I have replaced you.
Ooh.
Have you ever been cut so deep? So deep. Replacing, hata si kuchitiwa, replacing. And I'm like, so our love has just crashed like that. It has not crashed. It has faded. Yani, ilikuwa tossing the nini to me. Amecheza reverse psychology na mimi.
And this is the same person who told you hata kwa lau kwe hurt again?
Exactly. This is a guy who was treating me like a queen. He was like everything to me. I cried. I became depressed.
This is the second time now.
This is the second time. Within a span of a month, December yote nilikonda. Pap. Even people are like, "Ay, Jackie, what's wrong with you? Are you okay? Are you okay?" I went to counseling. I went to everything. But I thank God that both scenarios taught me one lesson. The first one, I became a drunkard. But the second one, I decided to turn my life to Christ. And I told God, you know what? Now I've left it to you. So from January this year to date now, I decided I don't want, you know, at times we make men our idols.
Idols, yeah.
Yeah, so we are like, if I don't have a guy God, I won't be happy. If I don't have a man, I won't be happy. Ilikuwa hata ile, when we are praying, I'm like, I want a husband, I need a husband. But someone told me, stop making that prayer request and leave it to God. Let it go and let God take control. And so from January till date, I decided no, I don't want it anymore. And so in March this year, I started regaining my weight. I became now better. I started being happy. And I can tell you from March to now, it has made a difference. First of all, this year I got a promotion at work.
Yay, congratulations.
Yes, I'm the executive assistant to the president of the company. Remember, I started as a receptionist. I've grown till now. So it has been a long journey. It has been disappointments, it has been heartaches. But all in all, I thank God that the two scenarios have taught me two different lessons.
I don't know, Jackie, do you feel like most of the times God anakwanga in each and every season tunapitianga, God anajuanga what you need at that season and we try to mix them up?
Yeah.
Because you see, probably at this season God wants to bless you career-wise. And at that season, unataka mwanaume kwa maisha yako. You know, sometimes we push God to do things that yeye mwenyewe anajua we are not ready for. And that is why we always tunajipata kwa kakona, tumejimess and we are always repeating these same cycles. And I thank God that you learned, you knew, ya kwanza nilienda nikapati, nilienda nikakunywa you know, you got your baby who's a blessing.
Yeah.
But you know what? I won't repeat the same cycle. Let me do it differently and see what God is going to do. And I'm so happy for that.
Thank you.
And now, nikuulize, do you feel like you've healed from what your sister did? It's quite, I don't know, like, yako ni sister, mimi sidhani friend yangu anaweza chukua chali yangu na ninyamaze.
Okay, I can say I've healed. Because in this second relationship, I had decided I'm forgiving and forgetting. Yeah. And so I pray for them. And I'm like, I hope one day my sister will come to me, apologize, and we start, you know, that family again.
Till today she hasn't even texted or
she has never texted. She has never
and
even
the guy
looked for me.
has never communicated?
No, none of them. Plus they have a baby boy. I have no issues with their child. I have no issue with their life. If they are comfortable, then I'm happy for them. Because honestly, I can't go back to that guy. You know, but she still remains my sister. That's what I always say. She's still my sister. So regardless of everything, I still love her so much. regardless of whatever she did, I still nampenda juu ni sistangu.
At the end of the day.
Yes, at the end of the day, she's still my sister.
I'm happy you've learned forgiveness, even when it seems so hard to forgive, but you have forgiven. And at times, God anangojanga hiyo step ya forgiveness so that He can open doors. Unajua saa zingine when you are piled up with a lot of baggage, unajishinda kumove to the next level. I'm so glad that you've forgiven, and you're also teaching us to forgive. Thank you very much for coming to the show. You're a great testimony. You've taught us how to forgive. You've taught us how to move forward. You've taught us how to say enough is enough. I am not going through the same cycle. And ladies, always remember to take off the mask, be vulnerable, and be open to sharing your story so that other people can learn from it. Join us every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Our social media handles, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter, Ladies